What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. A lot happened over the weekend because it was both Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, the main one, and the release of the once never thought to happen, and to me, goated, depending on who you ask, might be a whole, how did they phrase it? An abomination of the characters. Either way, like I said, it's divisive. Not to me, though. I gave it a 10 out of 10, which I realize is specific to me because I've been watching these movies for 20 years on the Fox side and Hugh, Wolverine. It's just, oh, it gave me everything I wanted and more. I was quite happy with it. And apparently a lot of other people, because I mean, yeah, we'll get to the big news of Robert Downey Jr., which everyone knows now, but Deadpool and Wolverine making, and I'm sure by the time, in the morning, this will have hit 500 million worldwide before Monday would be the first weekend, but still $500 million basically worldwide the first weekend is insane. So yeah, all the people questioning whether this would make a billion. Oh, it's going to make a billion. Now it's only how fast is it going to make that billion. Will it hit 2 billion? And yeah, does this save the MCU? No, but it certainly doesn't hurt its saving for good or ill. We can see here Hugh Jackman, of course, recreated the Wolverine meme to celebrate. I've seen it once, and I'm going to see it again in a few hours. So actually, if you're watching this, make sure to check out Film Threat and Versus, assuming you've seen it before 1 o'clock PST, and then we can all talk about it together. So yeah, number one movie in the world, and then Ryan Reynolds also did his. So man, that is insane. Even right now on a Sunday when I'm recording this, oops, I dated when I was recording it. $438 million in just a couple of days is insane. But what's also is insane is that thing that a certain nerd who is neurotic told me, and I couldn't tell anyone until it was announced, and that is this. Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom. As far as I know, not any sort of Tony Stark variant. This will be treated the same as Chris Evans playing, Human Torch, and then also playing Captain America. If they ever show him, it'll look the same, but it will not be a variant of Tony Stark. It will be Victor Von Doom. And when a lot of people say, well, why get Robert Downey Jr. if you're not going to show his face or anything? It's because he's still a good actor. He still has attachment to him as an actor. He wants to disappear. He'll do a Latvian accent, which will sound German or something. And, if you say, well, he's too short, he's not intimidating, they'll CGI him up a little bit into the armor, and, he'll be burned or whatever the hell it is under there. I don't. And yes, Nerdrotic always used to say it'll be desperation when he comes back as Iron Man, which is also going to happen, by the way. I mean, that hasn't been announced, but if you don't think he's also going to come back in the Secret Wars movie, which was 100% confirmed. So yeah, he is Dr. Doom now. I think he's Victor Von Doom, not a variant of Tony. He's going to be in the Fantastic Four movie, which by all accounts had a very fine presentation. They did show Galactus. He's not a smoke monster. So he is going to be a big, people complaining he looks small. It's like, bro, they're at least. My whole thing with all of this, from Deadpool to what we're hearing now, is at least they are attempting to course correct. When for years they were just doubling down and insulting, and it felt like, Deadpool feels like it was made by people that actually like me, or at the very least don't hate my existence. So, so yes, I'm actually tacitly excited for this. I know people saying names like Cillian Murphy and other names that they already have commitments to Peaky Blinders movies or other things, or have already played villains in Marvel before. Now, obviously, that doesn't matter clearly if we're talking about the same actor playing multiple roles. But the big thing here is, in addition to Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four movies, he will be Dr. Doom in what was once the Kang Dynasty and then just called Avengers 5 for a while. Now we know that it is Avengers Doomsday, and that will be the main villain of Dr. Doom, with the Fantastic Four having been introduced in the Fantastic Four movie. That will go into this, and that will then go into Secret Wars. And then after Secret Wars, the end of that, it is going to reset the Marvel Cinematic Universe with X-Men, mutants, all of those coming back into the focal point when they start back up again. Who will be playing them? How long that'll be? I don't know, because honestly, by the time we get to this, look at 2027. Yeah. Anyway, So we got a ways to go to see if we can even last that long as a species, let alone as a movie-going audience. So yeah, we're getting Fantastic Four. Here's the rub, though. Even if you go with the route of they've learned their lesson, Chris Gore's talked about how they fired a bunch of producers that are, for lack of a better term, the woke pronouns and biotypes, the ideology instead of storytelling. So they've been fired. They're starting to course correct. They've got Terry Matalas doing the Vision show, which shows something. At least getting Terry Matalas involved is a good thing. So even if you go with Deadpool and Wolverine being a win, and it is, and hopefully everything works out, and the Fantastic Four is a banger, despite Pedro Pascal and Female Silver Surfer, and that then this is great and this is great. You know what you got to get through first? You got to get through Captain America Brave New World, which they've had like 5 months of reshoots, going from what was apparently a January 6th focal point type thing event to God knows what it is now. We saw they added Giancarlo Esposito, and everyone got the character that he's playing wrong, so who knows what that is. So this has to be a banger. Then you got to get through Thunderbolts, which we're hearing Bucky is barely in, and Thunderbolt Ross, Red Hulk, which was being introduced, isn't going to be in it at all. You got to get through that. And then God help us all, we got to get through Agatha All Along. Yeah. And the Ironheart series, which has been done for, at this point, well over a year. And they've changed and announced it's coming out several different times. They can't write it off. They can't do a David Zaslav and write this off. They have to release it. So, assuming Deadpool keeps its trajectory, I know words, assuming Fantastic Four is a banger, assuming all of these shows come out and blah, blah, that's a lot of assumes and all of that. But if nothing else, I probably should have had those up, though, because I'm a professional. So yeah, just once more, you have to get through Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Agatha All Along, and Ironheart. And if you can do all of that, good luck. But still, I think this proves that superhero fatigue was not superhero fatigue. It was bad superhero movie fatigue. And that's the issue, is that this is reinvigorating everyone. And this, like it or hate it, is getting everyone talking about it. But Ironheart and Agatha could tank the goodwill of all of that, and certainly, because you could say, they're going to put that on Disney Plus and ignore it. You're right. They will. So really, it's how much will Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts take away from the love right now that Deadpool and Wolverine are engendering. And yeah, also, I would point out that everyone's saying that this is their introduction, and I've always said, and it's exactly what I got. This is a goodbye to all the Fox characters and 20 years of Fox movies. And Ryan Reynolds basically came out and said that exact same thing, that, yeah, sure, it's an introduction, but also it's a goodbye for all of us to the Fox. So this really doesn't mean anything for Disney Marvel other than a little extra money to help keep them afloat while they try to make all this other stuff. Anyway, the Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom, very polarizing. Very polarizing. Let me know what you were thinking. Do you think it's desperate and cheap? Because personally, I think desperate and cheap would just to make him another Iron Man variant, as opposed to maybe some cameos in Secret Wars, just to bring Iron Man back, and now he's Iron Man again from Earth 7 or whatever the hell it would be. This is a little bit more okay. And I'm more amicable to it just because I like Robert Downey Jr., which, spoiler, is what a lot of people might be thinking, regardless if you show his face or not. I'm fine. I didn't need to see his face in Tropic Thunder, if you know what I'm saying. Let him be a character. That's fine, which is more or less what he said. He wants a complicated character with a little bit of nuance, and Dr. Doom would certainly be that. And it would be great that he went from playing one of the greatest villains to, one of the greatest anti-heroes, really, because Dr. Doom's sort of a benevolent dictator that does overall care at least about his people in most of the things that I've read in him, even if he could be a little cackly to some of the heroes. And yeah, you know what it is. Let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you.
Well, bye.